Hey, I have a pick a card reading for you guys today. This is going to be a special one. I haven't done one of these for quite a while. This is going to be a past life reading to see what happened between you and someone that you are connected to romantically in a past life. So we're going to look at one lifetime. So make sure you get the person on your mind, the person that you feel like you have a past life connection with. Get them on your mind. Take your time choosing your pile today. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, definitely listen to all the piles that you're drawn to, because you could have multiple past lives with this person. All right, we're going to pull a card for each pile. If you've never been here before, hey, my name is Amy. Welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back, you guys. Let's see what we get. Spirit, what is the card for pile number 1? What is the card for pile 2? That was really fast. Pile number 3. And pile 4. All right. So we're going to get a little close-up look here to see what you guys have to choose from. Pile number 1, this is your card. It's a pyramid. It kind of looks like a volcano. Did this come through the last past life reading that I did? Pyramid of Light, Psychic Protection. You can pause it here if you want to read the entire card, but this is the Pyramid of Light, Psychic Protection card. The Eye of Horus on there. So you might be drawn to that card, or you could be drawn to this chakra bracelet here. This one is made with bronzite crystals, and then it has all the chakra beads. So if you're drawn to the bracelet or the card or both, you are pile number 1. Pile 2, this one is yours. There's some interesting stuff going on in this card. It looks like she has, is that a cobra on her head? No, kind of looks like it though. This is the Divine Guardian card. All right, so you might be drawn to this card, or you could be drawn to this bracelet here. This is the Phoenix bracelet, made with red carnelian crystals. If you're drawn to the card or the bracelet or both, you are pile number 2. Pile 3, this one is yours. This is the Temple of Lapis Lazuli. Lapis lazuli is a crystal. It's a pretty blue crystal, just like that. They actually used to crush up lapis lazuli back in the day to make eyeshadow. All right, so you might be drawn to this card or this bracelet here. This is the Good as Gold bracelet, made with gold obsidian crystals. So if you're drawn to both of those things or either of them, you are pile 3. And the last pile we have looks like some sort of door opening with pillars on the side. This is the Enter the Chamber of Healing card. Chamber of Healing. So you might be drawn to this card, or you could be drawn to this bracelet here. This is the Magic bracelet, made with labradorite crystals. All right, like I said, take your time. Pause it here if you need some time to meditate on the piles. Feel out which pile is for you. I do have this reading available on my website as a personal reading if you want me to tap into just your energy, because these are collective readings for a whole bunch of you at once. So if you want something that's more personal just for you, go to my website, amysaltar.com. You'll see the past life reading available there, and we can tap into one of your past lives with a romantic person that you're connected to. If you feel like you've have a special connection with them, you feel like as soon as you met, you've known them before, that's the vibe of a past life connection. So you can book that reading on my website. The link for my website is down in the drop down box below, or like I said, you can just type in amysaltar.com into Google or into your search engine and it'll pop up there. You'll see it. I also have these bracelets available there if you are interested in spiritual jewelry. All right. So, for those of you that are ready, let's get into it and find out what happened between you and this person in one lifetime together. We're going to tap into one lifetime for each pile. All right. Here we go. Hey, pile one. Welcome to your past life reading. Okay, so we are going to check on one lifetime that you had with this romantic interest that's on your mind, somebody that you're connected to romantically in this lifetime. We're going to see what happened between you two in one past life together, okay? So here we go. What happened, Spirit, with pile number one in their past life with the person that's on their mind? What happened with pile number one and the person on their mind? Whoa, come back here. Hold on. I have a feeling this is going to be a wild one. Pile number one, you got Justice and the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles just took a dive. So there's Libra energy here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy as well. We got the Seven of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. You might notice in this reading that there's a lot of parallels between this lifetime that we're tapping into and your current lifetime with this person. So you might recognize that there's synchronicities and things that are similar. All right, we got the Judgment card. Eight of Swords. Ooh, this is a special card in this deck. It's not in every tarot deck. The Angel de la Nuit card. The Magician. The Tower. Yeah, I told you guys this one was going to be wild. I could tell right off the bat. Okay, and the Hanged Man. Yeah, the Tower under the Ten of Wands. Oof. So you might have quite a ride with this person in multiple lifetimes. I feel like you have other past lives with this person too. It's not just the one we're tapped into. It looks like you guys have had quite a few past lives with this person. And it hasn't been easy. It's been a wild ride, is what Spirit's saying. In this life that we're tapping into right now, it looks like there was a major stressful ending between the two of you. You guys had a difficult past together, and it looks like things kind of fell apart. A lot of karmic lessons between you two. It was explosive, is what Spirit pyramid. I almost said pyramid. Spirit just said. So you got the pyramid card. So there's definitely a connection to like pyramids. Tower with the tower. There's something between you two connected to like a building. I just heard a clock tower. Spirit's talking about a clock tower. Like there was a clock tower around. You guys could hear. It's interesting. You guys could hear the chimes of the clock tower from wherever you were with this person. Interesting. Okay. I am getting that this person like manipulated you in a past life. They did things that kind of made you worry and anxious. It was stressful. It was a really stressful connection between you two. And there were a lot of tough lessons, and it looked like things ended really badly between the two of you. It didn't work out. This person didn't treat you very well. You guys had a lot of drama between you two and chaos and issues. They confused you and manipulated you and breadcrumbed you and like didn't put in the same amount of effort that you put into them. Things ended really badly here with the Angel de la Nuit. Tough lessons with the Justice card. So they taught you a lot in this lifetime here, but it was really difficult. It was not easy between you two. Okay. Whoa. Official person. Tell us about this lifetime, Spirit. False person. Yeah. What happened? Community. You guys lived in the same town, and there's something about a clock tower, and then we have imprisonment. There was a clock tower in your town. We got mature man. Pathway. Which is interesting because that reminds me of this judgment card here with the pathway. I feel like you guys chose different paths. Like you went off in different directions. Things ended, didn't work out. You guys ended up going separate ways, is what Spirit just said. You went your separate ways. This person really screwed with you. So that could be a parallel in this lifetime. Lots of heavy energy. Okay, we got great fortune, toil, and labor. They had a very important, high-paying job. They were like somebody that was very wealthy and had some sort of a high-ranking position. Official person in justice. They could have been somebody that was involved with working with the law, justice system, the military, but they were high ranking, whatever it was. And it feels like they had a big ego, and they were somebody that you couldn't trust. They were somebody that was like untrustworthy and toxic. It looks like you moved on to someone else, actually. I'm getting that you ended up being with someone else. You went your separate ways from each other. Courthouse. Yeah, they could have definitely been involved in the justice system somehow. Like, I'm getting a judge, too. Mature woman and mature man. I'm getting that you ended up with someone else. You ended up, like, marrying somebody else besides this person. You guys didn't end up together. Concern at the bottom of the deck. This person gave you a lot of anxiety and brought a lot of issues into your life, a lot of problems. It was a difficult connection for sure. Okay, sorry, I had to take a little pause for a second there, but we're back, and this is definitely an intense connection in this lifetime that we're tapped into. It looks like you didn't end up with this person, but it was difficult for you to kind of detach from their energy and forget about them. And it feels like part of the reason for that is because you still were in the same area as them. So it's giving this vibe of like you would have to still see them out and about, but it feels like after things ended between you two, you would just kind of make eye contact with each other, but act like you didn't know each other. So you would like see each other, but ignore each other. Act like you didn't know each other, even though you're both looking at each other like, I know, you know that I know, I know. And it feels uncomfortable. It feels like there was a lot of resentment on your end toward them because of the way that they treated you. They're coming off as having this vibe where they were pretty like big into their ego. I'm getting that they had a lot of status and power and money. They're very wealthy, and they had some sort of status through their work that they used to manipulate people with the magician here, and it just caused you a lot of stress and resentment about the way you were treated by this person. And I am seeing you possibly being a little bit older than them in this lifetime, and you ended up with someone else. I am seeing that you had a child with someone else. You ended up married and having children with somebody else. If it feels like there was only one child, is what I'm getting. A boy. Okay. So spirits bringing through that you had a boy with somebody else. And then there was always him or her, whoever this connection is with, lingering around. It's like they were out in the community and you guys would see each other out. They would see you out with your family and your new person that you ended up having as your spouse. And like I said, you guys would lock eyes with each other but not say anything. Just pretend like now you're just somebody that I used to know. That song's coming through. Somebody that I used to know. Somebody. That song might resonate with some of you. Is it Gautier? Is that how you say his name? So when we found that we could not make sense, well, you said that we could still be friends, but I'll admit that I was glad it was over. You treat me like a stranger, and that feels so rough. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. You guys might want to listen to this song after this reading because there could be more parts of the song that resonate for you. And I'm also getting that line of having your friend collect your records and then change your number. I'm literally getting like record players. So it feels like back in the time of records when people had record players. That time period. So I'm getting a connection to France, specifically France, and the year 1857. Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for the 1857. Yeah, the 1800s. Okay. 1857. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That's the first time a specific year has come through like that. Were they a judge? I feel like for some of you, it feels like it's a little bit different for all of you. Some of you, this person was military, but I'm getting there's a large group of you where this person was like a judge for the courts. They had a very powerful, high ranking job, and it does feel like it was involving. I was getting that building, a clock tower. So that could literally have just been where this person works. A building that had a clock tower, very fancy, tall building. Whatever their job was, it was like they had a lot of power and a lot of wealth because of it. For some reason, clock towers could resonate for some of you. But yeah, there's just like a lot of resentment and holding on to anger here and just feeling like this person really did you dirty and didn't treat you well. But also feeling like you can't get away from them and that you're always kind of looking over your shoulder and there they are. Their energy is still very much attached to you. This person made you feel there's this vibe of them putting you in a place where you became insecure about yourself because of the way they treated you. They left scars, is what Spirit's saying. They left scars and they made you feel, they didn't make you feel, but their vibe and the vibe between the two of you put you in a mental space where there was like some depression and feelings of inadequacy or feeling like you weren't enough, feeling like you weren't good enough for them or something like that. It's like it rocked your confidence level. This person in this lifetime kind of made you feel less confident about yourself because of the way that they treated you. And there was a ton of drama surrounding this. So it just feels like they brought a lot of stress and chaos to your life, even once things ended between the two of you. Because I'm only getting that you guys like courted each other. You were just maybe boyfriend and girlfriend for a certain period of time and it didn't work out. Some of you were like fiance for a little while and then ended up breaking off the engagement, or you just dated and it didn't work out. It's just, this person definitely left you feeling hurt, left you feeling insecure, um, overthinking a lot of things. Part of me died that day is what I just heard. Okay, so the way things ended between the two of you put you in a really dark place. And you kind of stayed stuck there. It changed your perception for the rest of your life, and it wasn't necessarily in a really great way. This person kind of rocked your world in a tumultuous, intense type of way. And Spirit's really pointing out like this lightning coming out of the sky down to the pyramid and kind of like damaging the pyramid and also the tower. And that is always usually a vibe with the tower. It's like things kind of came crumbling down for you and you had to pick up the pieces. See how her wedding dress is literally on fire here. And she just looks very depressed and let down and disappointed and sad. And that's definitely the vibe I'm getting here. This person left you in that vibe. They definitely did not treat you how you deserved, and they did you dirty is just the vibe I keep getting. They could have some karma coming back around in their lifetimes after this lifetime because of how cold they were toward you. Now Spirit's pointing out the ice. It's like that was their heart. They have a very fragile ego with the snowflake vibe, but also they could be cold as ice. So a lot of that could be very reminiscent of this lifetime. This person may have treated you very coldly and kind of caused a lot of issues for you, and you've had to pick up the pieces of what was left of what they've done. And although you moved on and ended up with someone else that was more, I mean, I'm getting that whoever you ended up with definitely treated you better. But this person did some damage that it took lifetimes to heal from, is what it feels like. And they could still be affecting you in that way. They caused you a lot of heartache and pain and sorrow and all that. And then I just heard a labor of love, because if it does feel like you really cared about this person, you had a lot of love for them, so to be treated the way that you were by them was just pretty devastating. Okay. Very interesting, pile one. Difficult past life for sure. So if that's not really resonating with how this lifetime has been with them, you might want to choose another pile. For most of you, I feel like you've had a really rough time with this person, and it's not the first time. You're like, now I know why I left you back in 1857. Okay. So I hope this was helpful for you and you guys kind of enjoyed, even though this reading was tough, hopefully you enjoyed hearing what happened in the past life. And if you're drawn to any other pile, check it out. If you have someone else you want to check on and see if you have a past life with them, definitely listen to any other piles that you're drawn to. I do have this available on my website as a private reading, like I said. So if you ever want to do one that's a personal reading, that is an option for you at amysaltar.com. If you're done here for today, make sure you smash that thumbs up button if you like these kind of readings and you want to see more in the future. I do like doing this kind of reading. It's very interesting. All right. I will see you all at your next reading. Bye, guys. Okay, pile 2. Let's find out what happened between you and this person in a past life. We're going to tap into one lifetime between you and them, this romantic connection that you have. Let's see. Here we go. Pile 2, Spirit. What happened? What happened with them in this lifetime that we're tapped into? Give us all the details. We got the King of Cups. Okay. Something's coming through about ashes. There was a fire. 4 of Wands. Wow. We got some Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy coming out. Knight of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. 3 of Wands. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, Spirit's talking about like a fire. There was a fire in this lifetime. So you might find that there's some parallels between the lifetime that we tap into and your current lifetime with this person. We got the Page of Swords, the Sun, Leo energy, Queen of Swords, lots of air sign energy coming out. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. 7 of Wands. And the Hanged Man. Well, this person was in love with you big time in this lifetime that we're tapped into. They were in love with you. There's something coming through about lots of travel being involved with the World and the 3 of Wands. There was a lot of traveling. There ended up being a devastating fire. You guys were married. You guys were married to each other in this lifetime. It looks like it was an overall very happy marriage. You wore the pants in that relationship, though. So you were the one in charge. This person was very protective of the relationship with you. They loved you so much. And they were somebody that like wanted to protect you and protect what you guys built together. I am seeing you guys had a house together. You were happily married. They just wanted to do whatever to make you happy. And I see you guys traveled a lot together. There's a lot of traveling together. This person found you to be super interesting. They deeply, deeply loved you. What happened with this fire thing that keeps coming up? You guys worked really well together too. Like you got along well. You complimented each other very nicely. You made each other really happy. Poverty. Okay. So you didn't necessarily have a lot of money. Is it because of the fire? You guys lost everything in a fire? That's interesting because this is like a chimney sweep. And he has like soot on his face. It does feel like you guys were involved in some sort of a fire where you lost everything, but you were still like happy together. Courtship. Yeah, you guys were in love. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was crazy. Okay, my TV like unmuted itself. I had it on mute and it was like the flood. The flood came on and it said someone wanted us to think that they drowned in here. It feels like the fire that you were involved in was some sort of, it was like on purpose. It was like arson. Arson? Like someone burned down your home. Jeez, this is traumatic. Did one of you end up passing in the fire? Tell us more, Spirit. It does feel like, yeah, somebody around you guys, somebody that you knew, set fire to your home. Whoa. And tried to make it look like an accident. They tried to cover up. Hold on. This is wild. Pile 2. High honor. Trigger warning. Distant horizon. See, there was a lot of travel between you two. Okay. I knew it. One of you ended up passing in this fire. Who was it? I think it was you. You got trapped, or you were trapped somehow, or you were already like unalived before the person set fire. Wow. It's like a tragic ending. Like you guys were really happy together and everything was good, but then there was a tragic ending. Somebody around you. Who was this? Who was this around them that ended up unaliving them? It was a third party. Was it jealousy? Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot make this up. This is crazy. There was a third party that caused you to pass on. And then they set your house ablaze, is what Spirit just heard. What Spirit just said, what I just heard. And look, she looks like this is giving off a vibe of like, it feels like a masculine energy that did this. It was a canon event, is what Spirit just said. So it was like an unavoidable happening. It was something that was really tragic, but it was like destined in this lifetime to happen. And then this person ended up, it looks like, did you guys both pass? The Hierophant. The Emperor. Okay. You guys both passed. The Knight of Cups. The World again. The World twice. So yeah, you guys had an untimely ending together. Someone unalived you both. I gotta be careful with YouTube on what I say. Because YouTube daddy is strict when it comes to verbiage. But I'm getting that you guys ended things at the same time. Like it wasn't like they were widowed. It was like you guys both ended up passing. Um, but it feels like you were very much in love with each other. And while you were still here, you were both very happy, you had a happy home. It feels like you didn't even have a chance to have children together, though. It's like someone ended up being jealous. It had to do with being jealous and vindictive toward the two of you. Whoever did this to you two, it's like they unalived you first and then they burned everything to make it look like an accidental fire is what took you guys. Um, but I was getting that there was like a drowning involved. So in this lifetime, you could have a fear of water. You could also have a fear of fires. There could be some type of event that happens between you two that kind of makes it so you end up not being able to be together, even though you were really happy together, or you guys have a lot of love for each other, but you just can't be together because a third party ends up breaking you apart or taking you away from each other, taking you out. Jeez. Oh my gosh. But yeah, before this horrible thing happened to you two, things were really great. You guys had an amazing life together. Like I said, it looks like you guys traveled a lot together. You got to do a lot of fun things together. You made each other very happy. You had a lot of fun dates. I'm getting lots of fun dating vibes here with the Knight of Cups and the courtship. Like you guys definitely spent a lot of loving, affectionate time with each other before whoever this was came in and made it to where you literally lost everything, um, like your lives. It was a masculine energy that did it. It was somebody that had some sort of power, control to be able to come in and just like take you both out and then get away with it. There's a lot of like unjustly things that ended up happening here. You weren't able to protect yourselves because of who they were. There's something about because of who this person is, you couldn't protect yourselves from them. And it's like there was no way to really avoid this from happening. It feels like it was inevitable. This person was out to get you two, and they did. It's very sad, pile two. It's like a twist of fate where it's things were really, really good for a long time, and then it ended tragically. This third party just came in and destroyed your life together. And it looks like it was somebody that you guys once trusted, or one of you trusted them. It could have been a friend of your person or a relative, someone that they were close to at one point that they thought they could trust, but they actually shouldn't have trusted them. It could have been somebody that they worked with for some of you, a family member, a close friend, or a colleague. Can we get a year? 1925. Might have been your last lifetime. I feel like you guys met when you were teenagers. You met this person around the age of 13. And 13 is like one of those numbers that, you know, how, I don't know why Spirit's pointing this out, but there's usually no 13th floor. And it's like a superstition to not have a 13th floor. The common practice for tall buildings to, oh wow, fearing a fire on the 13th floor or fearing tenants' superstitions about the rumor, decided to omit having the 13th floor listed on their elevator numbering. This practice became commonplace and eventually found its way to American mainstream culture and building design. Whoa. That's what Wikipedia says about the 13th floor. That's wild, you guys. These readings are so interesting. Fearing a fire. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. And yeah, like the number 13 does tend to be a superstitious type of number. So it could be a significant number for you right now. It was just 16:13 minutes into the reading. Yeah, it says many believe that it's an unlucky number. An irrational fear of the number 13. Fears over the number 13 have led hotels, buildings, and elevator manufacturers to skip the 13th floor. This is pretty wild. I love these readings. Okay. So, yeah, definitely there was some sort of fire involved. There's something going on with the number 13. I do feel like you guys met when you were 13, but then there's also something about like the 13th floor, and there could be something about like having a fear of that number or tall buildings. Like I said, there could be a fear of deep water, fires, yeah, the ocean even. Spirit just wanted to point that out. Could be a fear of deep waters in this lifetime, because they say that the way you passed in other lifetimes can be what causes you fear in this lifetime. Ashes keeps coming up, because it looked like there was an ash like on me and on the table at the beginning of this reading. And then there's two cards here where I know this is snow, but to me it's coming up as ash, and it also looks like there's ash here as well. Everything was lost in the fire. How sad. Okay. Anything else, Spirit, that we need to know about this situation? You guys were definitely married. You got the Hierophant and the Four of Wands. Okay, that's it. Anything else for pile 2? Yeah, it was somebody outside of the marriage. There was someone else that ended up, but it looks like it was somebody that you were close to, the Emperor and the Empress. Well, you guys have a really strong, like, spiritual connection with this person for sure. With the Hierophant, the Emperor, and the Empress. So So you probably do have quite a few lifetimes with this person. And you guys were perfect for each other. It's like your lives were so great together, and then someone just came in and ruined everything. And I'm getting that it was before it was like you guys were planning on having a family together and having children and having your happy little life. You were doing a lot of traveling first, so it just feels like you were pretty young when this happened. You weren't even to the point where you were able to have children, and it was somebody did something really bad to you guys and then tried to cover it up with a fire. And it was someone that was close to, it feels like your person, not you. They might have been close to you as well, but we got the World on the bottom of the deck again. Things ended between the two of you really untimely, very young, possibly when you were even like 19, 20 years old. So you met when you were 13 and then ended up getting married really young at like 17, 18, and then ended up passing a year into that. It just feels like it was cut super short, and both of you guys ended up losing your life. And someone did it to you. So you could have some feelings of vengeance in this lifetime. Justice could be a big thing for you in this lifetime as well. Could be somebody that's really into like true crime. Like I said, you could have a fear of these certain things. Like you could have had some sort of a fire in your home at some point as well. If you ever have, oh my gosh, I'm sending you so much good energy because that's scary. Okay, that's what I got for you, pile two. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I do have this reading available as a personal reading if you want it to just be for you, because this is for a whole bunch of you. That's why there's like some things that differ a little bit. Like as far as that third party goes, it could have been a friend of your spouse. It could have been a family member of your spouse that did that. It could have been a coworker for some of you. We can get more specific if you do a personal reading. Those are on my website. I have this one available to tap into a past life. And I also have like energy checks and 15-minute readings and half an hour readings available for you guys. All right. If you were drawn to any other pile, definitely check it out. If you're resonating with my readings, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Hit the bell notification so you can see when I release more readings for you guys in the future. And if you're done here for today, I will see you at your next reading. Bye, guys. Okay, pile three, let's find out what happened between you and this romantic connection, the person that you're thinking of in your past life. We're going to tap into one past life with this person and see what happened between you two. Here we go. Pile number three, Spirit, what happened? We got the High Priestess. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. The High Priestess and the Hierophant. That is a very spiritual match. Okay. So you have a really strong, really strong, I can't stress that enough, spiritual connection. This rarely ever happens, especially one right after the other, where the High Priestess and the Hierophant come out together. Like, I don't think I've ever had it happen like that before the first two cards in a reading ever. And I've done thousands and thousands of readings. Holy cow. Okay, there's Taurus energy here for someone. Doesn't have to be, but the High Priestess and the Hierophant. Well, you guys were like made for each other. I feel like you have multiple lifetimes with this person. It's a very spiritual connection. You guys in this lifetime were tapped into. You had telepathy, like you knew what the other one was thinking. You could know, without saying it. You just know what the other person is thinking. And you might find a lot of parallels in this lifetime. Things that were similar. What happened? Six of Cups. You guys have lots of past lives together. Six of Cups is the past life card. So you might have been drawn to more than one pile for this reading because of how many past lives you guys have together. Temperance, Sagittarius energy. Seven of Pentacles. Two of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. Five of Swords. And the Eight of Cups. 8. Okay. Now we're getting 8 here. So that could be a synchronicity that you see a lot connected to this person, or the eighth month could be significant for some of you. A time that you met or one of your birthdays. But yeah, I'm getting that. Okay. So you guys ended up with this person, but there was a time where you split up for a little while, but then you got back together. So there was like a separation period between you two in this lifetime that we're tapped into. But you like waited for each other. It's like you never really separated, because even when you were in separation, you were still very, very energetically connected to each other. It looks like you overall made each other really happy. You worked well together. You got along really well. You had a lot in common. You guys had a lot of plans with each other for the future. But there was a rough period. You guys went through a rough patch, is what Spirit's saying. And one of you ended up separating from the other for a period of time. It feels like it was just like a few months or something. And then you ended up reconciling and coming back together and working things out. But there was a period of separation. Like I said, I'm getting the vibe that this was your spouse in this lifetime. So you didn't end up divorced. You just were separated for a little while and then came back together. It could have been because one of you had to like go away for a little while. We'll get into some specifics, but let's see. What happened here? You had to spend some time away from each other. Expectation. Great Expectation. Isn't that a book and a movie? Despair. Is. Okay. It's a novel by Charles Dickens. It includes wealth and poverty, love and rejection, and the eventual triumph of good over evil. See, that's what it feels like. One of you ended up like leaving the other one for a period of time, but then you ended up back together and things ended up working out. But there was a time of a lot of sadness for one of you because the other one ended up separating, walking away, leaving for a period of time, but then they came back. It's like you guys came back together and ended up working things out, and you were able to like triumph over that. But let's get some more of these. It's a bumpy road between you two. Gift. and main female. What happened? It feels like this person you're connected to was the one that walked away. We have high honor, and we got the lovers at the bottom too. They ended up coming back, but it looks like you didn't immediately take them back. They had to kind of make it up to you. They put you through a really tough time by leaving you, and it looks like you were not happy about that, and they ended up having to make it up to you and do something to show you that they really cared, and kind of talk you into letting them back into your life because they put you through so much when they left. But then things ended up being fine after that. Like it looks like they did make it up to you. You guys made up. They did what they needed to do to get you back and get your forgiveness, and they met your expectations. It could have had to do with like they had to leave for a while, but you were upset that they were leaving. They might have had to because of work for some of you, or they decided to like take some sort of job that they ended up having to leave you, and it just devastated you, and you wish they hadn't done that, but they felt like that was what they needed to do. It feels like it was their decision to leave, and you were not happy about that. But they ended up returning. There was definitely like distance and them kind of going away for a while, but not forever. So that could be a parallel in this lifetime where you guys have a period of separation, but you end up coming back together. The two doves are sticking out to me. Two white doves are significant here. Thief. It's like you felt like they were choosing something else over you, like their job or somebody else. But it was just for a period of time, because then they ended up coming back and making it up to you, and you guys made up. And like I said, while they were away, while they were off doing whatever the heck they were doing, you guys still had like this telepathy with each other. So you could still feel each other. You were still thinking about each other all the time. It does feel like it was difficult for both of you to be away from each other. And it did cause issues between the two of you that this happened. This separation caused a rift between you two, to the point where they had to like kind of make up for that lost time. And it was something that you took a long time to get over, the fact that they had left you. I feel like we need one more. There it is. Community. You guys were very well known as a couple, like a married couple in your community. It looks like you guys were highly thought of. It feels like this person had a very important job, to where everybody in your community, everybody in your town knew them and knew you as their spouse. I'm not getting, like, I am getting that there was an outside influence that kind of like pulled you apart for a period of time, but it doesn't feel like it was a person. It feels like it was either a job or the fact that they had to travel for something. They might have had to travel because of family, or they had to travel because of work, or they had to travel to go retrieve something, is what I'm hearing, and leave you behind. But they weren't leaving you for someone else. So it just feels like they had to leave for a little while, but it just made you really PO'd. You guys were like not happy about that they left you like that. To take care of everything yourself, and you were really lonely while they were gone, and you had to you both waited for each other though. I'm not seeing that you got divorced or anything like that. It's like you were married when they left and they came back and you were still married. It was just a period of separation, and then you guys were able to reunite with each other. But it was difficult to be away from each other. But you were like their one and only. I'm not getting that there was someone else that they left you for, or that you guys were with other people during the separation. It was like you both were lonely when you were away from each other. Tell us more about this separation, this period of separation. You read a lot of books while they were gone, is what I'm getting. You did a lot of reading or a lot of studying. Okay, Spirit's pointing out that this was in the 1700s. The High Priestess again. Page of Pentacles. Taurus energy is coming through really strong with the Hierophant and the Page of Pentacles. Also Virgo, Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio with the Knight of Cups. There's a lot of love between you two. Like you were perfect for each other. Ace of Pentacles, Temperance again. So heavy Sagittarius energy coming through again. Yeah, there was a period where things between the two of you were moving very slowly, and you had time apart, and you weren't really investing in each other during that period, but you definitely came back together after a short amount of time. It doesn't feel like it was like years or anything like that. It feels like more like it was months, but it might have felt like a long time. It might have felt like forever when you were apart from each other. It felt like longer than it actually was because of how much you guys loved each other and how connected you were. It was like you really, really missed them. It was really difficult. But then once they were back, they were back. It's like that was the only time you had that separation. It was just one period of time where you guys were separated from each other. And then once they came back, they were back for good. So it was only like if they were out on deployment or something, they only went out on deployment once. If they had to travel for some family thing or something like that, it was just one time. Or for work. It looks like you guys were very financially stable. Whatever this person did in this lifetime brought a lot of financial stability to the both of you. To the point where they could spoil you. I'm getting that this person spoiled you in this lifetime. Like they bought you jewels and the fine things, the really nice. They bought you nice things. I'm getting lots of jewels. And you had like a nice home. You guys had nice clothes. You had the high life, high society because of whatever it was that they did for work. They had a very stable, well-paying job. And like I said, it was some sort of job. It could have been for some of you that they were involved in, like, they could have been a priest. They could have been somebody that was, it's like high up in the community, somebody that a lot of the community looks up to. So it could be like military, a public servant of some kind, where it did bring a lot of financial stability to the two of you, but it also brought a lot of honor and respect to you and your family. I am getting that you guys had children. It looks like 2 boys. You had 2 boys together and a dog. Okay. It could have even been 3 boys. It looks like it was all boys that you guys had, and you were like the traditional married couple that your community looked up to and really admired, and you guys had a lot of social, I'm getting like social get-togethers. It feels like it was even in your home. So you had the type of home that was big enough to host parties and, have all the community come, like all of your friends and stuff would come to your parties. And I'm getting that you guys had servants, and I feel like that was something you liked to do, was like host parties. So that could be something that is parallel in this lifetime. You could be somebody that likes to plan parties. Party planning could be significant. Anything else, Spirit? Lots of romance between the two of you. Like you really cared about each other, and this person was romantic. I feel like their love language was definitely gift giving and spoiling you, and they would buy you things that were very sentimental and that meant a lot to you and were high value items, and it was things that you like cherished forever. And it feels like they would have nice romantic dinners with you, and spending quality time together was a big deal between the two of you because of that period where you were in separation. It feels like once they came back, you guys did really value quality time together because of that period of separation. It looks like they also ended up passing before you did in this lifetime here. So you ended up being widowed. But I'm getting that it was, when you were much older, it wasn't like an untimely departure on their end. Um, so again, you ended up being left alone though without them. So it's like once they were back from that period of separation, but then you ended up being widowed by this person. So you had another period where you had to spend time without them again, but it was because they had passed on before you. Okay, so you might have, like in this lifetime, it might be really hard for you to be away from this person. You might miss this person a lot when they're gone, and have a hard time, like anxious attachment style to this person in this lifetime because of the 2 periods where you were separate, when they had to go away for a little while and then they passed before you. So you could feel that in this lifetime, like you have a hard time staying away from them, or you get really depressed when they're not around, feel very attached to them, like you don't want them to leave, that kind of thing. Having a hard time letting this person go could definitely be a thing. This person could be somebody that gives you gifts in this lifetime, or has gifted you things in this lifetime. Their love language could be gift giving and quality time. I was getting those 2 things. But it looks overall like you had a very fulfilling, happy life together for quite a while. It was like you did get a lot of years together and a lot of good time together and a lot of romance and love and happiness, and you guys were perfect together. You guys were like made for each other. Um, and even when you weren't together, you could still feel each other. Like even when this person passed on and left you widowed, you still could feel their presence. And even when they had to travel far away, or you guys were in that separation, you could still feel them. You have a strong telepathy with this person. And like I said, you have multiple lifetimes with them too. So you definitely could have been drawn to other piles. So make sure to listen if you were. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here for you, pile number 3. This was a nice, pretty calm reading. The other 2 readings were kind of traumatic. So this one was definitely less traumatic. But yeah, I'm getting that you guys have like an infinite love where you keep coming back together in probably every lifetime. If you're interested in doing this as a personal reading, I do have it available on my website, amysaltar.com. So you can book with me down in the drop-down box, or just type that into Google or your search engine and you'll see my website pop up. This is the past life reading where we just tap into one lifetime. You can get it multiple times to tap into multiple lifetimes, since you guys have multiple lifetimes together if you're interested. And like I said, if you felt drawn to any other pile, you should definitely listen to it. If you're resonating with my readings and you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can see, hit the little bell button for notifications so you can see whenever I release a new pick a card reading for you in the future. And if you're done here for today, I will see you next time. Bye, guys. Hey, pile 4, let's find out what happened between you and this person that's on your mind in one past life. We're going to tap into one lifetime in the past and see what happened between the 2 of you. This should be somebody that you're connected to romantically, that you feel a special connection with, like you feel like something's different. You felt like you knew them when you first met them. Your souls recognize each other. Here we go, pile 4. What happened for pile 4 in this lifetime? We are tapped into the Sun, Leo energy, 5 of Pentacles. What happened, Spirit? 10 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. Wow. 10-10. October could be significant for some of you, like a time that you met or one of your birthdays. You could see the synchronicity 10-10 a lot. We got the Chariot, Cancer energy. Whoa. 10-10-10. I cannot make this up, you guys. 10 of Wands, 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Page of Cups. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy there. Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. 2 more. Page of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. 1 more. And the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, well, there were good times and there were bad between the 2 of you. When things were good, they were really good. When things were bad, they were really bad. We got the Devil at the bottom of the deck. Capricorn energy there. So definitely things got kind of toxic between you and this person at some point. It involved a third party that caused some sort of issue between the 2 of you. So, but when you were happy, you were really happy with each other. It's like things started out really great, and then you guys went through a period where there was like a lot of toxicity, a lot of stress between the 2 of you, a lot of turmoil, and it looks like it was this person ended up having to apologize to you and get back into your good graces because they screwed up. They like abandoned the connection at some point, possibly because of an outside influence. But then you guys came back together again. So there was a period where this person like abandoned you and then they came back. and things were good again. So it's kind of like a roller coaster. You guys had a lot of ups and downs with each other, and there was something outside of the two of you that came between you two and caused issues. You were not somebody that this person could keep secrets from, though. I'm getting like you kind of knew, even if they did try to do things behind your back, you would always know. They caused you a lot of stress. I am seeing that, but they also brought a lot of happiness into your life as well. They made you anxious, but they also brought a feeling of emotional fulfillment and feeling like you could have it all with them. But then they also left you feeling alone and sad and stressed and tons of challenges. But it looks like you overcame whatever these challenges were in this lifetime. But it looks like it was their fault. Whatever the challenges were, they created these challenges. They did things that caused issues, and they ended up having to apologize to you. Okay. Tell us more. Family room. So you guys did live together. Wealthy man. Yeah, I feel like you guys ended up being together. 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups. You ended up having a family together. You ended up living together. This person ended up being your spouse. Pathway. Unexpected income. Mature man. Poverty. Okay, so I'm getting that you grew up poor and this person grew up with money. So once you guys got together, you ended up living the high life, but you grew up in poverty. Main male and mature male. Oh, you had someone else that was interested in you as well. Okay. So you might have had a third party too. Yeah, there's somebody outside of this person that wanted you. So you might have been with someone else during this break, because it looks like you guys did have some sort of a breakup. You had a separation period and you both went off with other people, and then you ended up coming back together again. Yeah, they came back into your lives after a period of separation. Like things didn't work out for a period. It looks like they're the ones that ended up leaving you, and then you guys both went your separate ways, took different paths. You were with other people, third parties involved, and then you ended up coming back together again after a period of being with other people, and you ended up being together indefinitely after that. You were definitely like high society because this person came from money. They had, their family was wealthy. They grew up wealthy. It looks like you did not. So you weren't used to having all this nice stuff. Yeah, you grew up poor. So I feel like you really appreciated the financial security that this person brought. But also, I'm just getting, you guys were really happy together. It wasn't superficial. Like there was a lot of emotional fulfillment and happiness between the two of you. It looks like you got along really well for the most part, but there were a lot of stressful times together, and like I said, it was like a roller coaster. When it was good, it was good. When it was bad, it was really bad. And things did get kind of toxic between the two of you. Like, it feels like this person did hurt you. They did things that it could have been an affair. I am getting vibes of an affair that had happened. And then you ended up forgiving them and coming back together. And I can hear some of you guys like, hell no, screaming right now. Like, no way. But that could be because of this past life. Like, you could be somebody that is like super against cheating now. Like, it really triggers you. You might have experienced a lot of third party issues with this person in this lifetime. But yeah, the bottom of the deck, we got main female and main male. But so you guys just would end up coming back together anyway. Like, nobody could tear you guys apart. But I am seeing there was a period where you had been together and then you separated, and it feels like it was because of an affair. And then you ended up trying to move on to somebody else, but then you guys ultimately came back together again. Okay, let's get some of these. What happened in this lifetime between these two? For pile 4, Spirit. The Hanged Man. You guys really changed each other. The Death card, yeah, there was definitely an ending, but then it was like a new beginning after that. That came with an apology. Person had a lot of interest in you. I'm not sure why they stepped out on the connection, because it looks like they just had some toxic behaviors. Like, it wasn't you, it was that it didn't have anything to do with, cheating usually doesn't have anything to do with you. It's the person and their own addictions or bad behaviors, poor choices that caused them to step out. So I am getting that there was like an ending, and it really changed things, and it looks like it really hurt your feelings. You guys were very sensitive. It feels like you probably are still really sensitive about being cheated on. I mean, who isn't? But really, really affected you. This person is coming through as like liking attention in this lifetime that we're tapped into. So that could be part of why. And then we got the 10 of Wands again at the bottom of the deck. So Spirit's reiterating the fact that there was a lot of stress and trauma. This person put you through a lot. Because of their ego, it feels like their need for attention, their need for outside validation from other people put you through hell. And I do feel like after they stepped out on you, things were never the same, because you also had a family together with this person. So it's like they didn't just abandon you by stepping out on this marriage, they also abandoned your children. And so it changed the way you looked at them. It's like you never were as happy as you could have been if they would have stayed faithful. It really changed things. It changed how you looked at them. It changed the feelings. It created a lot of challenges even in the future. After you guys worked things out, there were still just like a lot of fights and issues because of what they did to you in the past. And it had to do with a need for them to have attention from more than just you and validation. You guys have multiple lifetimes with this person. Yeah. Stabbed in the back, betrayal. You guys were betrayed by them. 10 of Swords. 10, 10, 10. You got 10 multiple times in this reading. And then it was at the bottom of the deck just a minute ago as well, the Ten of Swords. So, like I said, October could definitely be significant for some of you. 1910 or 1810 could be the year that we're tapped into here. The time period, the era, 1810 or 1910. But yeah, you guys have multiple past lives with this person. So you might have been drawn to multiple piles for this past life reading. If you were, definitely check out the other piles that you were drawn to. But yeah, this person put you through a lot and definitely betrayed you, broke your trust. But it looks like you still ended up together. It just came with a ton of challenges and a lot of fights and a lot of ups and downs. And you didn't ever really trust them the way you did at first. You definitely had, I'm getting 2 children, a boy and a girl. I'm not getting anything about you guys like passing. That came through, I think, all the other piles except yours of how you guys passed. So it feels like that there was obviously with the death card here. Was it them that passed first? Let's see. The High Priestess, and the High Priestess is right here too. So it was you that passed first because of how much they stressed you out, probably. It like shortened your lifespan because this person put you through a lot. So it's like it was even hard on your body. Tell us more. Yeah, it was like all the fighting and all the stress and the conflict and the competition, feeling like you were always in competition with other people, feeling like you couldn't trust this person. They were deceptive toward you and sneaky. It put you through so much mental stress that it ended up shortening your lifespan in this lifetime. So it looks like you ended up passing before them. Ugh. And then I'm getting like, once you passed, this person was with someone else after you passed. Because they had some sort of a need for attention, a lot of attention. This person required a ton of attention and validation. So once they were widowed or widower or whatever, they ended up finding someone else. Jeez, okay. Yeah, this person put you through a lot and made you very angry. There was a lot of resentment here toward what they put you through. And like I said, it literally affected your health because of the mental stress. It left a lot of scars, and you felt like this person just, you had their back and they didn't have yours. They just betrayed you big time. But when things were good, they were really, really good. I'm getting that, like, it wasn't all bad. There was a lot of happy times and a lot of emotional fulfillment between the two of you. But once they betrayed you, it wasn't ever as good as it was at first. And you guys had that period where you were with other people. So, but they were always the one that you would have rather been with. So it looks like you ended up coming back together. I'm getting this vibe that both of you had this thing about being very jealous of each other being with someone else. So that could be a parallel in this lifetime where you get really jealous thinking about them being with someone else, and vice versa. They feel the same way. They feel sick thinking about you being with someone else. and you also have that vibe of like, I don't want you to be with anybody else. Can't even imagine you being with someone else. Okay, I'm going to leave it here. There was quite a bit of issues, challenges, conflict, fights, arguments. It was just like up and down. But because like I said, there's happy times. There's a lot of stress, but there was a lot of good stuff too. There was a lot of fun, good feelings and bad feelings. This person had you kind of all over the place emotionally. Like I said, to the point where it caused health issues for you because they put you through so much stress. Spirit's saying something about your heart couldn't take any more. So it does feel like it ended up being like a blood pressure issue, heart issue. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this very stressful reading. These past life readings can tend to be kind of triggering or traumatic. A lot of issues usually come up in these. If you're interested in getting a private reading like this, where I'm only tapped into your energy with this person in a past life, I have them available on my website, amysaltar.com. The link is down in the drop down box below if you just want to click on the link if you're interested in booking this reading. And definitely, if you were drawn to any other pile, I would listen to the other piles because you were coming through with that Six of Cups, having multiple lives with each other and a very strong spiritual connection with them. So check it out if you were drawn to any other pile, and make sure you smash the thumbs up button if you like this kind of reading and you want me to do more like it in the future. And subscribe to my channel if you're not already. If you're resonating with my readings, that means you're part of my collective. So subscribe and hit the bell button so you can get notifications when I release more readings for you in the future. And if you're done here, I will see you next time. Bye, guys.